People deluded. Now, at this rate, I'm just spamming you lot with hella vids, but a quick vid now. I'm very excited about a lot of these young players, but you lot have seen the proof's in the pudding. I never lied to you lot. How many months ago or whenever did I speak about Saka? Did I, people? And have been ongoing and ongoing. In fact, I've said this before that I believe his development is, I wouldn't say identical to Maitland Niles, but almost identical. Now, I can't remember how old Maitland Niles was when he was officially involved at first team level. It must have been 17 years of age against Galatasaray, but I'm so sure it came before that, so it could have been 16. Maitland Niles, similar to Saka, I see the parallels from a wannabe football enthusiast that was watching them at youth level. They both can play a range of, obviously as Maitland Niles has got older, it's clear that he's a central midfielder and possibly you can't actually rule out him having a future at fullback on a permanent basis or just a temporary basis filling in there. Able to play a bunch of positions on either side of the fullbacks. I remember against Stoke City where Wolby had a good game in the season. He stood out. He played well at fullback. I think Wilshere played that game as well with Gnabry. Either side of it of the fullbacks, like I've said, of the any side playing fullback, either side of playing in wide positions on the flanks. They're both very much, even when they were the youngest in the squad, they were not only the youngest, but they were the one that looked like the maverick, the trailblazer, one that if they weren't going to do something like necessarily score, but one that's application of ability or performance rating is higher than everybody else's, and their development is rapid. If you remember Maitland Niles, you could, like I said, I was seeing this a year before he went on loan, and then he obviously went on loan to Ipswich, and then you could see Wenger's going to bring this guy into first team soon. He brought him in the next seasons, and the last couple of years for Maitland Niles, he's been on the cusp of first team level, been involved here and there and had to take his chances. Last year is when he really, really came up a level and obviously was talked up highly by Emre before injury ruined him this year. I see the same things with Saka. 16-year-old, he's a first-year scholar, so I don't want to overhype it, and we need to just let the man develop. I don't like people gassing up footballers because, one, at youth level it's easy to do this. Secondly, the same people that more time gas up these players are the same ones calling them overrated. And it's not healthy for these young players. I mean, when he checks his phone, having made his debut tonight, do you know the amount of girls that probably didn't give him the time of day, the amount of friends that probably used to cut him off and not really care about him and envy him, the amount of people that are going to be giving him fake love, the amount of attention he's going to get. He needs to still remember this is a 16-year-old teenager, young man. It's unhealthy, but for me, I really enjoy him, man. He was a schoolboy last year, one of the standout performers in the FA Youth Cup. He's a 16-year-old, first-year scholar, 16 people. In fact, I'm lying, he's 17 now. I think he signed his pro deal. But you get it, he just turned 17, so we might as well say it. First-year scholar, made his first team debut. This has happened before and it will happen again, but the development excites me. Now, where he ends up long term is anyone's guess. He's seen him play at either side, actually, at fullback and done very well. Clearly, his future's on the left-hand side. Again, whether that's at left back or at left wing is another story and just down to him develop. Either way, in some capacity, I think he's going to go all the way, and I think we've got a player in him, and I think he's the next up, essentially. That's not to say it's only him. It's sad, but Amici, another one who I rate highly and has been playing well, been robbed of the last couple of months, sadly, because he's been injured and probably would have been involved in this fixture in the Europa League had he not been. But it's sad, but these things happen in football, and it's sad, but a lot of these young players who are not injured will experience that. It is what it is, man. On that note, I've got nothing more to say. I just wanted to say that again, man. It really reminds me. It doesn't remind me of Maitland Niles because the development is completely different, but it does at the same time. And you'd like to think, I know I'm going overboard, but you'd like to think, maybe not officially first team playing week in, week out, but he genuinely stands a good chance of playing at first team level on a full-time basis quicker than people think. His development is rapid. That doesn't mean it to say he's going to be the finished article or he's every day he's adding 10 goals or becoming it's like be a pro on you guys that play FIFA. It just means that he is taken to every level like a duck to water. He's being promoted at youth level for England. He's being promoted. I mean, as a first year, not even as a first year scholar, he's doing dirt for the under 18s. As a first year scholar, he's made his first team debut and plays primarily with the under-23s and does dirt at that level, while still actually eligible to play in the FA Youth Cup when it starts again. I think we played Northampton, which quite rightly so he should be involved in. I remember that what used to be said about Wilshere a couple of years ago. So yeah, man, the development is scary, and I think we've got a real talent in this lad, man, for real, people. But I'm getting tired. You lot need me to upload these vids, so I need to go and do that. So on that note, people, DG, I'm out.